morning, freedom marchers, freedom family. Excuse me, freedom fighters, freedom lovers. How y'all doing this Monday morning, January 6th, 2025? All the way live in 2025, y'all. Man. The news cycle must be desperate as fuck, especially in the world of boxing. The boxing news cycle is out of control. The boxing news cycle is out of control. Y'all, Tank Davis did something to his hair, y'all. Tank Davis did something to his hair, and that has driven the entire boxing world of journalism, particularly YouTube journalism. It has driven it crazy. Social media, X, Instagram, all that shit. Apparently it's big news that Gervonta Tank Davis had his hair blown out and pressed and all that shit, man. Yeah, that's big news in the world of boxing. So I first heard about this from Boxing Ego, aka Boxing No Go, Boxing Oho. Yes. It is hilarious, Sunshine. And how you doing this morning, Queen Sunshine? How you doing? So yeah, Sunshine, I don't know if you're familiar with Gervonta Tank Davis, but he got his hair done did. Yeah. Gervonta Tank Davis had his hair done did. And everybody's excited about it. I mean, like I said, the first I heard about it was from Boxing No Go, aka Boxing Ho Ho. You know what I mean? And that name that he has been given, I didn't give him the Ho Ho name. I gave him the No Go name. The Queen Sugar Free Mars gave him the Ho Ho name, and it's very apt. It appears to be. He broke the story. Boxing No Ho, Boxing No Go broke the story, man. And here's the funny thing. Here is the funny thing about it. Tell me that this is not nzasty. All right. I made up the term nzasty to cover a lot of bases with certain individuals, right? Nzasty means it is a combination of nasty, zesty, and sassy. All right. So that's what nzasty is. You got to put the before the Z. All right. And the Z is there to denote the zest. And the AS is there to denote the sass. And the TY, of course, rounds it out to zesty. So now you have nzasty. All right. Now, y'all, let me ask y'all a question. Tell me what kind of individual takes a picture of a man. All right. Not just an individual. Y'all tell me what type of man takes a picture of another man and photoshops a wig on said man to make him look fabulous. You know what I'm saying? This dude, Boxing No Go, okay, took a picture of Tank Davis, photoshopped a hairstyle on Tank Davis. I think he said it was from Set It Off or some shit. I don't know. Took the hair from Set It Off, a chick. All right. Took a chick's hair and photoshopped it onto Gervonta Tank Davis. And he thought that was quite the accomplishment. Can y'all tell me what kind of man does that? What kind of man does that? I'm not going to make any assertions, okay? But I'm going to let you guys interpolate and extricate what that may mean. Okay? Not extricate, whatever the fuck that word is. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? Now, there was another picture that Boxing No-Go decided to showcase. And this is an actual picture of Gervonta Tank Davis laid up in a beanbag. All right. His feet is tucked under him. He got one arm up like this, and he's looking off to the side so that you can see his luscious locks. And he has strands of hair cascading down in front of his face. Oh my God. And yo, the way that Boxing No-Go covered this, it's like he's basically saying Gervonta Tank Davis is so hot in these streets that when he posts a picture of himself with his hair blown out, straightened up, tucked in a beanbag, with his feet tucked under him, with some type of all black ensemble, right? With his little hair, with his hair pulled back in a bun, right? In a man bun, right? A ponytail, actually. Oh. A ponytail. You know, his hair is pulled back in a ponytail, and you know, he has locks of hair hanging down in front of his. I don't understand. I don't know. What is the purpose of that? Right? What is the purpose of taking a grown man and photoshopping? The dude, Tank, already has a picture of his real hair in a photo. But you want to take it upon yourself to post another photo of Tank Davis with photoshopped hair from a woman and plaster it onto Tank Davis, right? And you acting like that is some of the best editing work that has ever been done this side of the Mississippi. And I don't understand what the world has come to when we are creating entire videos surrounding that. And the reason I wanted to do this, right? The reason I actually wanted to do this is because I wanted to show how ridiculous this shit is. All right. Now, Boxing Ego went on to do another video. He did another video after that, talking about Tank Davis's weight. All right. Tank Davis and them posted a video or a photo. I think it was actually Calvin Ford or Kenny Ellis. I forgot which one. One of the Tank's trainers posted a picture of Tank Davis on the scale at 139 pounds. All right. Now, he used that same picture of Tank Davis in the thumbnail. And when he was talking about Tank Davis's weight, he still wanted to talk about the hair too. But here's the thing that got me, that I wanted to highlight. And the most important thing that I wanted to highlight. Because Tank Davis weighs 139 pounds, and because Tank Davis appears to be training, right? He put out some training videos where he's doing some core work, where he's doing some strength exercises, some explosive work with some weights. And this information, these things coming out from Tank Davis, gave Boxing No-Go the gall to say that those individuals who covered Tank Davis saying that the fight's canceled were lying and manipulating and all that type of shit. Talking about those who said that Tank Davis canceled the fight were lying. Said that they were not being honest, that they were manipulating facts. And then he tries to cover for Tank Davis and say, oh, well, he just said the fight's canceled. He didn't say the my fight's canceled. He just said the fight's canceled. And we are not supposed to take that to mean that Tank Davis wants to cancel the fight. That Tank Davis' own words cannot be used for the purposes of what they were said. You understand what I'm saying? Big Manny at MX says, Ego loves Tink Reggie Diva. You funny. Southpaw says, 773 says, I've been telling Mouse to meet me in Chicago. I'll set up an organized fight, but he won't. Southpaw 773 says, bro, I'm hearing Mouse is back running his mouth about us on his son's channel. Is that the real Southpaw? I don't think it is. Southpaw goes by Southpaw TV now. She go. Exactly, Big Manny at MX. And he wears purses, absolutely. So, now look. I don't know why Tank Davis is here is such a focal point for these types of individuals and why they think Boxing Ego has a history of showing Tank Davis hairstyles and all this other shit and showing him getting his hair done. I mean, you go to his Instagram, you'll see pictures and pictures of Tank Davis with his hair flowing, hair braided, fresh braids, showing his hair. I don't know what that's about, man. But I will say that him talking about how him saying that people were lying about the fight being canceled because Tank Davis said the fight's canceled. We're lying. The people that are just repeating what Tank Davis said are the liars. But Tank Davis is not lying. Tank Davis wasn't lying when he said the fight's canceled. What fight would Tank Davis be referring to when he said the fight's fucking canceled? What fighter would he be talking about? No, Mouse did not go into nobody's hood and call out gang members. You're a fucking lie. Anyway, LOL, you left out and came in under a different account. Sunshine, that's real shit. Yeah, of course the Pom Pom Squad. Listen. Mighty Mouse was scared to go in the hoods without access from an OG. Because he knew that if he tried that, if he tried to go into a hood, get out and start talking to motherfuckers, he might get pieced up in multiple different ways. No, he did not go in no hood and call out no goddamn gang members. He did not do that. Anyway. No one wants the bum ass. No one wants that. I wouldn't say that Lamont Roach is a bum. What I will say is that this fight serves no purpose. No one wants to see this fight. It doesn't. No one wants to see it. That's why we're talking about Tank's hair, right? That's why we're talking about Tank's hair, and that's why we're talking about Devin's. We covering everything Devin's doing, and we're talking about Tank's hair. And yes, we're talking about Tank's weight. You know, and you're using Tank showing that he weighs 139 pounds to say that you're using that as ammunition against people who covered what Tank Davis said himself. Tank Davis himself. And you can call these people liars, but they're not liars. They're using Tank's words and reporting what Tank said. And that's all they're doing, right? But of course you want to make it seem like people are out to get Tank. No, that's not the truth. And the fact that you would take time out and put a bob on a grown-ass man in a picture, you Photoshop a bob onto a man's head, shows some little funky going on with you. You know what I mean? And there's an obsession. Sunshine says, man, I miss the MMA UFC instructors. I would love to show them the cheerleader for my mouse up in here. Yeah. Yeah. Mouse, he has to use his son's account, I guess, to talk shit. I haven't gone to his son's account. I'm not doing that. Like, because guess what? If you go to his son's account and you go in on him on his son's account, he can say that you're harassing his son because it's his son's channel and all that other type shit. Like, and he probably has comments turned off. He probably has it on for kids only and all that. If he's using his son's channel to talk crap about people, hey, that is weird. That is weird. It's out of pocket. And, whatever. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, in regards to this Tank Davis shit, I don't know why his hair is so important. But, people like to highlight stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you see Tank's hair straightened and all this other shit and he had a blowout, of course you're going to notice it, and you might even talk about it for a second. But to make a whole entire video talking about that, being excited for it, and there's going to be all the buzz down Tankianas are going to be gyrating and vibrating over Tank Davis's hair. But to go as far as to Photoshop different hair on another one of Tank Davis's pictures where he clearly not have hair like that, I don't know. My daughters do that on the computer. My daughters do that with little avatars. They will put, they'll change their hair and put different clothes on, and I don't know, man, it's going in a weird direction. But anyway, that's all I got for now. I just thought I'd come through and touch on that funny shit. I thought it was funny as fuck. This is funny as fucking weird. Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace. Yes, buzz down Tankianas. Yes, indeed. Peace.